I'm the coach. You're locked into the NFL on EA Sports. Straight ahead, we've got a terrific matchup on tap between the Atlanta Falcons and the Denver Broncos. With that, we're off to the Rocky Mountains. Standing by in Denver, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Coach, we find ourselves at the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, for this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Atlanta Falcons and the Denver Broncos. And hello again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And, Charles, we look at this Bronco team. They've been playing their best football of the year, winners of 4 in a row. Meanwhile, for the visiting Falcons, they're hitting their stride of late, winners of 3 of their last 4.
And last week they put together a 3-touchdown victory and were never challenged in that game. Let's see if they have a little bit of a letdown here.
Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. This fielded at the 2. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by the number 1 overall selection back in 2005 out of the University of Utah. It's Alex Smith.
I like this guy, and the reason I do, he tends to stay on an even keel, doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
A good game there on first down. That run will get him 7 up to the 32-yard line. A look at the numbers for Geis a week ago. 16 carries, 89 yards, and a touchdown.
He's been a huge part of their winning streak because he establishes not just an identity and a tone, but the team relies on it. He takes care of the football, he gains yardage for him, chews up clock, and that's been a big part of why they're winning games lately.
Now a pass that's taken in by Hill, and he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down. Now a first down throw. It's Smith. Taken in by the tight end Doyle. Now he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Now here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end. With that grab, he now sits at 200 for his career, and maybe more importantly, a first down. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll run it now. This is Charkandrick West. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. The offensive starters now for the Broncos.
And a big key is going to be how can these wideouts create separation from the defensive backs, because we've seen some early success in the passing game in this one, and that's going to need to continue.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Smith, and he's got the hook up to Landry. And he gets it down to the 32. The 2nd down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3. Here's Smith. And that is incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. missed it. He missed it just wide of that left upright. It's no good. And this will remain a scoreless game.
Always disappointing when you miss a field goal, but when you're playing against a defense this good, you and I both know that's a crucial miss because you can't afford to leave any points out there. You've got to take them when you can.
Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. After the missed kick, they're in really good position. They'll begin this drive at the 39 now. Now Cousins here on the bootleg. He'll get this to his speedster, Paul Richardson. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
Partner, this is one of the best routes anyone can have in their offensive playbook. Tough to defend because you think it's a go route, and then he breaks it back on the comeback. But there's one other thing you need as well.
A well-thrown ball?
Exactly right. You have a guy who has some precision in throwing the football because of the timing of the route.
Watch your slap.
On 1st and 10, Cousins. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete. So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. First carry for Nick Chubb. And this may be a carbon copy as he'll again be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10. Throwing, Cousins. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. The Falcons send out their punter. Back deep is Tyreek Hill. He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. Well, let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before.
The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off by Super Bowl 49 hero Malcolm Butler. And he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball. And I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
Atlanta now coming out on the field. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs. That
blitz coming, and down he goes. Tyus Bowser in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. They were able to win last week despite him being sacked 4 times. They might need to tighten the reins a little bit, or this one may not end in another victory.
You're right about that. They can't count on just winning the game no matter what happens. They can't let the accumulation of hits and harassment in the pocket get to their quarterback. Got to stop that, give him clean lanes to throw the football in order to have a better chance to win again this week.
That'll get them some of what they needed, but they're still left here with a 3rd and 9 forthcoming. On 3rd down, Cousins. And he gets it to his running back, Nick Chubb. And he can only get this to the 42-yard line, and that is not near enough. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and that'll bring up 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. The Falcons send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. Alex Smith and the offense heading out for their next possession. And he'll need to find a way to shrug off the opening drive, if you can even call it a drive. One play and an interception, so he's got to forget that.
I know that in today's football, we have a good number of coaches who don't look at time of possession the way that the old school guys did. But there's still a place for it. And I think that on this drive, after having thrown that interception, they're going to want to eat up a little bit more clock and run some offense and give their defense a little bit of a break.
The starters defensively now for the Falcons. They were terrific a week ago in that victory over Tampa Bay, Charles.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and trying to attack them this week, because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, do you now decide that I can't throw the ball against this team and try and run it like crazy? Or do you challenge them? This is going to be fun.
Throwing on second down, Smith. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. It's a gain of 5, and that's going to bring up a third down. Smith.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense. Timing is everything, and they work on this cut all the time. They work on all the timing patterns, and this time it paid off for them. Worked him to the center of the field, cut it to the outside, ball's delivered, gets both feet down for the completion.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. On the draw, this is West. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
Next to receivers, they'll spread the defense out, and they were able to come through with a slashing run.
But to that point, it's going to be interesting to see the personnel chess match as this one progresses.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Can they continue to create running lanes out of passing sets? And if so, it's going to be a long day for the defense.
And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Now after the run by Geis, here's 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And give him 6 yards here as he's stopped near the 35 at the 34.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
On second down and 4, Smith. That ball complete to Isabella.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Smith now, after the pick on the last drive, 3 for 3 to start this drive. It's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Smith. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. He was looking for Jack Doyle that time. And it's second down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. On a delay to give to West. Able to fight for about 4 yards there to the 13. And they'll be in search of 6 yards here on 3rd down. This is now the 9th play of the drive. Now Smith. He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. Trey Flowers able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Well, it's about how teams are so competitively matched, and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on 3rd down. So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. And this a 39-yard attempt. And in his 15th season, he's able to get this one to go. And the Broncos, the first to grace the scoreboard. It's 3-zip. So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. So I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone, get you 6?
This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. So out come the Falcons now. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on third down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. That first down completion only netted him 3. Second and 7. Chubb on the counter. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. Cousins from the gun on third. James has it. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. It's a gain of 16. First down, Falcons.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. A run for Nick Chubb. A check on the numbers for Chubb from a week ago. He was, without a doubt, one of the catalysts in that victory.
And he can really be the glue that makes this offense go, because when defenders have to commit to stopping him, that just opens up more opportunities in the passing game.
Three 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Shrugs him off. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And he'll be taken down at the 26. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 26.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. That's out to Chubb, complete. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. It'll be a gain of 9, and it'll be second and about a yard to go for the first. Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. The Falcons on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Cousins now under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Tyus Bowser, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Well, they only had a yard to go. They tried to pass the football. Defense blitz. Defense got there.
Yeah, I think on this one, this is probably good scouting, understanding a few tendencies and figuring out that, hey, they may take a shot, and they dialed up the pressure and got to him.
Now Greg Joseph for the field goal try. The wind is at his back here in the second quarter. The kick by Joseph is good, and that will tie us at 3-3. So 3 drives now for this offense, and that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
So if you're an offensive coordinator and you're averaging a point a drive, you're in the wrong line of work, aren't you? You got to find a way to unlock the key to these defenses and put some big points on the board.
Field goals all we've had so far. 3-3 now as the kick is away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, That answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
And going deep for Hill. And that's caught inside the 30. It's a big play there for the Broncos. And even 50 yards.
We always talk about the guy who paid off the play, don't we? A guy who caught it or ran it. But how about the elements that go into making a big play? This one in particular, able to scan the field, pocket held up nicely. What a terrific job by the offensive line. The route well run, and the football right on the money.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Smith hands off to Geis. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Broncos first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. A 16-yard touchdown. And the Broncos have taken the lead. A post to the tight end for 6. Gosh, those guys are so tough to cover, aren't they? Just in general, tight ends running those patterns near the goal line.
Because you have to decide how you want to treat them. Are they a wide receiver? Are they a big extra blocker on the field? Or are they a hybrid and caught in between? So are you going to use a linebacker? Are you going to use a safety? Are you going to even move a corner in if you're going to play nickel or dime defense? They usually win those matchups because they have an answer for all 3 of those positions.
It took them an extra look, but they found out it is a touchdown indeed. The official says this one counts. Gold with the extra point, and the lead is now 10-3. The drive there only spanning 3 plays, and it culminates in a touchdown by the Broncos. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. This is taken at his 4. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Now the Falcons offense, they get ready to head back out here. Just a lone field goal for them so far, trailing 10-3 as they come up 1st and 10. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb, and he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They give the Chubb out of the gun. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. The Falcons on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and 6. Cousins the thrower. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. The Falcons send out their punter as he's on to kick it away. He gets this away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. Alex Smith and company heading back out there now. He's got the lead here in the second quarter. He's thrown the touchdown, but also an interception. As a quarterback, does that interception, even though you're playing while your team's got the lead, does that always stick in the back of your mind a little bit?
For the best ones, it just upsets them that they did that because they don't think there should be any blemishes on their record. They think that they're way better than that. So your confidence gets tested a little bit. Being able to go back out there, maybe throw another touchdown, that will tamp that down in a big way.
Yeah, like I said, he's looked pretty good to this point.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
And he works his way forward for a couple up past the 30. The offense on third down tonight, just 1 for 3 thus far. They're looking at third and a few inches. Smith turns and gives to West. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. He went backwards 5 yards there on third down to bring up fourth.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
On fourth down on is Dustin Colquitt to kick this away. Back deep, Jakeem Graham. This will be fielded at the 17. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Falcons will be taking over first and 10. Here's Kirk Cousins now, the centerpiece of our player spotlight. And I guess the question, Charles, is what's the formula for keeping him better protected? Because as we see, the protection, it struggled.
And normally what you get is renewed determination. When the big guy gets hit, that usually sparks people. Hey, we can't let this happen anymore. They take it personally. He's not supposed to be on the ground, but that hasn't been the case so far in this game. So maybe they've got to figure out how do they get rid of the ball faster to help out the offensive line so he doesn't get hit as much.
And we'll see if they can keep him off the ground now going forward.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, and you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn in.
And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Falcons. Paul Richardson, his third touchdown now on the year, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. And he showcased his blazing speed on that one.
Was he wearing football cleats or track spikes? Because he was gone. Big-time play, and just think about what that does if you're a receiver on the team with him. Well, that's got to open things up for you as well, because if I'm a defense, I've got to get back deeper and deeper in order to keep him in front. But I'm not sure how many can actually keep him in front with that speed.
Greg Joseph on for the extra point. And he'll put it through, and that evens us up at 10 apiece. Scoring summary, 3-play drive, and the Falcons score to cap it off. All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. And coming out now, the Broncos. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
so well. Go to something else.
And maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Bronco first down.
One of the selling points of the in route is it gives the quarterback a really nice sight line to his receiver and almost on a direct shot able to throw the ball into the middle of the field and have a great chance of success as they did on that play.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Hey. 4 down.
A shotgun snap for Smith. He's going to look deep now for Lane. It's caught inside the 25. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A big pickup of 38.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. They'll go draw play. Smith gives to Geis. He'll get it inside the red zone, but only for a couple down to the 19.
60 Pittsburgh. 91 is the mark. Get that quarterback here.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Smith looking left side. That's caught by Landry. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. The Broncos on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This time it's 3rd and 3. All tied up at 10. 2 minutes left in the first half. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
Everything about that play tells you about today's NFL offenses and what they're asking out of running backs. You can't just be a guy who can run the football. You have to be able to catch it as well, and he didn't get that done on that play.
And Gold is able to put it through, and they will take the lead at 13-10. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
Fielded about a yard deep. And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line. Kirk Cousins now gearing up to lead this offense back out there. Been a decent start for him here in this first half, but they're losing. And I think as the captain of the offense, you probably always feel like you need to do more in that situation.
The best have always felt that way, and they won't settle for anything less. So right now his goal is to increase what he's doing on the field, try to make sure his teammates come along with him, and he feels like if I do better, everyone will do better. And that's what we're seeing from him right now. Got to have a little extra determination.
Yeah, a little extra determination. He has thrown the touchdown pass, no interceptions for him personally to this point. Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Chubb. And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the first down marker. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The Falcons send out their punter, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. Now Sharkhandrick West heading back onto the field. The passing game, they've had more success there than the running game. Maybe something they game plan for.
How come they didn't tell us about it?
Because they wanted to keep it a secret.
We did ask, didn't we? But I think what happened in this one is they've realized that they've established the run pretty well, and teams are going to key on that. They thought they could open it up and have success through the air, and that's exactly what's going on.
Yeah, they've had success, at least so far here in the 2nd quarter. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician, Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this or keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game, he could have monster numbers. He just wants to continue to be accurate.
On the draw, they go to Geis. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
I smell fear in that offense.
From the gun, here's Smith. And going deep for Hill. And it's knocked away and incomplete. He was trying to get it to Tyreek Hill that time. But now it'll be 3rd down. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
Okay, let's decide here. He was open, right? Not extraordinarily open, but open enough that if you're an NFL quarterback, you got to make that throw, right?
Yeah.
That's got to be completed.
9 times out of 10, that's a completed pass.
Yeah, he missed that one and missed it in a big way.
Colquitt on to kick as he sends it away. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Falcons will get it 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. Here comes Kirk Cousins now to lead his offense back out there. Been a decent start for him here in this first half, but bottom line, his team's losing. They got to fix something.
And it starts with him. He has to keep that little quarterback strut going right now to make sure this team sees him as confident. Continue to try and up his game, but just let him know, hey, if I'm around, if I'm the one calling signals and throwing the football, just follow me, we'll get there. Sometimes that will do more to elevate a team than anything else.
See if he has that confidence. A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Paul Richardson there, and now it's 3rd down. Throwing is Cousins. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this first half. Not much going on this drive. Looks like they're going to have to punt it away, CD.
And right now I know a lot of their fans are screaming for the OC to change things up, get away from what he's been calling. Sometimes you just need better execution of the plays that have been called.
The Falcons send out their punter, standing right on his own 5-yard line. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. That'll be a 48-yard punt, 1 yard on the return. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. As this unit comes back out there, let's focus in on Darius Geis. Those are his numbers through roughly the first half of the season, and given that, you'd have to think he's on pace for a 1,000-yard campaign.
Steady as he goes, steady goes the offense. But you know what else is happening, too, because they are a team now recognized with the ability to run the football. You've got to be able to throw it better now, right? Better throwing lanes, better opportunities for the guys downfield, maybe more one-on-one coverage, which you should be able to beat easier. Yeah, he's establishing not just a tone, but an identity for his team.
And that's a discussion we had a couple days ago in the team meetings, talking about this running game, opening up the passing game. We'll see if that continues to happen. Gets this one to Hill. Give him 14 yards there and a Denver 1st down. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Out of the gun, Smith. He finds West. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. So we've hit halftime, just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. A lot to get to here as some of the division races starting to take shape as we look around the NFL here in week number 7. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. In the game you're watching, it's been the veteran Alex Smith with a strong first half. He's thrown for over 200 yards already, and his guys have the lead as well. As we get you back to Brandon Gaudin.
Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. Broncos with a lead, and they will be receiving this kickoff here as quarter 3 is underway. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here's Kirk Cousins now, the centerpiece of our player spotlight. And maybe he's starting to wave the white flag a little bit. He's playing pretty well, but the pressure, it's got to him.
Has to find a way to step around it, step through it, or just handle it. Because, as you mentioned, he's having a pretty good day overall. Just the hits keep coming and taking those sacks. That's not the way that they want to finish a ball game with their quarterback on the ground so much.
Now, he'd like to stay upright. When he's been upright, he's been pretty good. A run with Chubb on first down, not going to be a good one. He won't even get back to the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. And again, it's Chubb. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Third and long for Cousins. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked by Ronnie Harrison. Well, they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
So here are the Broncos to take over on offense. They're working on a 4-game winning streak, and they lead this one as well right now as they start 1st and 10. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll try to get this running game going with Geis. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom, quick, and what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. Got it complete to West. He'll wind up being stopped for no gain, and it'll lead to a 4th down.
They dialed up the blitz on 3rd down, and your worry as a defense that they can hit you with a big play in that situation. Instead, the blitz pays off, able to rally to the football and make the play.
Robbie Gould on now to try the field goal. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And he has got it. From 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. So 3 field goals that he's hit now. This last one helps him stretch out the lead.
He's been solid, hasn't he? And he lives up to the adage that every offensive coach has ever said to us. We want to end every possession with a kick, right? For them, it's either extra point, field goal, or at worst, a punt. In this case, it's been 3s.
This fielded at the 2. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Kirk Cousins now gearing up to lead this offense back out there. And he comes out on the heels of an interception he threw last time they had the ball.
Yeah, and you know, the quarterbacks that I know that are the best ones, the ones that really know how to lead their team, they tell them, that's on me. That's my bad. But let's go back out there and move ahead again, guys. We can get this done.
One good thing for him, it did only lead to 3 points and not a touchdown after that turnover.
Big thanks to the defense.
12 yards is the pickup. Good for a first down for the Falcons.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Don't get nervous now. We ain't beginning to clear you up. Don't get
They run again on first down, Chubb. A gain of 3, second down. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. On the ground, it's Chubb. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40. They had 3 yards on first down, just 1 yard there. Working out of the gun, Cousins. And that will be incomplete. But the passing game right now for them, not overly impressive. Last week he hit on right at 50%. This week he's under 50%.
And it's not just on him. Protection, a few breakdowns along the way. That's made him get off the spot. Receivers not getting their way open downfield. The coverage has been awfully tight. They've got to all get together and find ways to make this passing game get in gear.
And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that. And they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. The rush defense stout on first down. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. He'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23. Throwing on third down, Smith. And he's unable to haul it in. So it falls incomplete over the middle third of the field. And that brings up 4th.
Looked like they had an opportunity for a big play across the middle, but he didn't have the concentration or the focus necessary and dropped it before he could haul it in.
Here's Dustin Colquitt now as he's on to punt for Denver. And fights through one man. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. And here now come the Falcons. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Unnecessary roughness, defense.
A little too much extracurricular there.
When you have a game with a lot of contact, tensions are going to run pretty high. You're going to be emotional, but you have to harness it somehow, and he didn't on that play.
Very good starting field position for the Falcons offense as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Cousins now from the 50. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. Curtis Samuel, the one he was looking for. But it'll be 2nd down. On 2nd down, Cousins again. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. Darren Lee gets him for a loss of 5. He is so tough to handle on the blitz, and that's Exhibit A.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Cousins with work to do after the sack as he brings his guys up on a 3rd and long. From the gun, here's Cousins. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that'll be incomplete. Now, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down.
We're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. The Falcons send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. As this unit comes back out there, let's focus in on Darius Geis. And we have seen a decline in the numbers. Where does the fault lie? Just him? Maybe the guys up front? Combination?
Well, as you and I both know, it's almost always a collective deal. But in this case, I think maybe the offensive line got a little overconfident. They had blocked so well in the first half, picked up on what the defense was doing. I think we've seen an adjustment now that they have not picked up on, and now they're being a little bit overwhelmed.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Hill, the intended receiver once again, and that'll bring up second down.
Ready? Five.
On 2nd and 10, Smith. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down. They'll try and get it with Geis. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. Officially a gain of just a yard there, but they do convert on 3rd and inches.
There are a lot of different formulas to winning football, but one constant over the years, winning on 3rd down. That pickup there was big because they had struggled throughout this one.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll run it with West. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. From the 41, Smith. He's got Jack Doyle. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. That one a first down pickup of 8. Now a play fake here on 1st down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw it, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1. Back to the air, Smith on 2nd down. And he's got his man on the crossing route. That's Landry. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 25-yard line. The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Smith now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Geis. They'll be brought down at the 21 after a pickup of 4. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They stay on the ground. Geis again. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
Well, partner, I guess sometimes it's just a matter of philosophy. Some say run until they absolutely stop you, and others say, well, when you think they're about to stop you, fool them a little bit. I guess they should have tried to fool them on that play.
An 8-play drive to this point. So here's play number 9 on 3rd and 7. From the gun, Smith. Looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. The kick by Gold is good. And that will make this a 9-point lead. So he's got another field goal. His 4th now in the game. He's making it look easy out there.
He certainly is, and they're always aiming for a swing of the leg that repeats under pressure, right? So nothing's different. He's got that right now because confidence is breeding confidence.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
Here are the Falcons as their offense heads back onto the field. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player, you threw it yourself, but it didn't go your way.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to the head coach. He has the final determination on whether to actually challenge the play or not. In this case, it didn't pay off for him.
And that's got to be so heartbreaking. You throw that flag, you probably feel really confident, and then all of a sudden, boom, you lose the challenge.
Yeah, when you take a look at it, you're throwing that flag because you believe you're going to be right. And when it comes back the other way, you have to regroup.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
So much of this game is focus and concentration. And whenever I see guys running the in route, I know that in the back of their mind, they're always wondering who's lurking inside that might put a big hit on them as they try and catch the ball.
The Falcons send out their punter as he's on here to punt it away. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And Denver getting set to take the field. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it is going to be 15 yards.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Following the penalty, it's Geis. He takes this for about 6 down inside the 40. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. 3 quarters have come and gone. And that'll do it for the end of the 2nd quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
Ready to break. 54 is Mike. Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Hey, let's get some penetration here. Sit up. Some penetration. 5.
From the 39, Smith taken in by the tight end Doyle. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. It's a gain of 35. And defensively, they just don't seem to have much of an answer for this passing game.
Not at all. Look at the confidence that's exhibited here. With that type of a lead, clock on their side, instead of running it, they're still throwing it, trying to pick up 1st downs and keeping the football.
Operating from the gun, Smith toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Landry again the intended target, but it'll be 2nd and goal. Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal. And he will take it in for a Bronco touchdown. Darius Geis, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Broncos push further out in front. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how we're going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
Smith. Pass incomplete. Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite. But in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a 2-point conversion, all that extra, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
This is taken at his 4. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however, and let's see what that's about. A little too aggressive defensively, and the flag comes out.
And no one trying to cover is going to like a call going against them, but you have to like the effort there. Went for the interception, just unable to get it, and the flag did come out.
The throw right sideline here is complete. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Throwing, Cousins. And his throw is incomplete. The coverage that time excellent by Nevin Lawson. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Cousins. They set up the screen to Chubb. And some room to work. And he'll be brought down with the first down, and a late flag here too. And he may get a few more tacked on for good measure. Well, when you're leading in the 4th quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
Maybe a critical mistake at this juncture is now they've got a 1st and 10. Now Cousins. James has got it, complete. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. This will be caught at about the 6. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down. Cousins, 5th catch of the game for him there.
Yeah, the tight end position is now becoming a volume pass catcher. It used to be occasional, right? Safety valve. Throw one to him every so often, but mainly they want him out there to block. Nowadays, an integral part of the passing game, and they create such great mismatches that they often become the leading receiver.
And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. Now Cousins. And that is caught, but he will come down out of bounds, says the side judge, incomplete. So now 4th and goal. You're trailing by a decent amount here. What are you doing, Coach Davis?
Well, I've got to think to myself, just how many more opportunities am I going to have this close and have this chance? I've got to go for it right here. The clock's dwindling on me. Let's go get it done.
Cousins to throw it. And this is caught for a Falcon touchdown. Jesse James his second touchdown on the season, as they're now just an extra point away from getting back within one score.
4th and goal, and they found a way to throw it in the end zone for a touchdown.
And these defenses, they just like 3 downs, get off the field. But here they had to go 4, couldn't get it done.
A lot of the time, you're looking up and saying, okay, if I hold them for 3, at worst, I give up a field goal attempt. When they go for it, sometimes it really affects the defense because maybe they're not mentally prepared to go that 4th down.
And a pause in the action because the booth, they see something that they want to take another peek at to find out if this was a touchdown or not.
Cousins pass complete to Jesse James. Touchdown, Atlanta.
They had to go to the monitor, get an extra look. That's what the technology is for, and this touchdown will count. Extra point right down the middle as this gets them back within a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. So that drive goes 8 plays, and the end result, an Atlanta touchdown. Joseph now to kick this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet. And throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Smith, and he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's 3rd down. Now Smith to throw on 3rd down. He's going to loft one. He's got him in. Complete. And they finally get him down, but not before he reaches the 34. A huge play there for Denver. 41 yards.
Couldn't just sit on it here, could they? Had to throw the ball on 3rd down. Got the big completion in the pickup. Fresh set of downs now. They've got to feel great.
And defensively a backbreaker. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Throwing again is Smith. And Diggs has it. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. They'll run with Geis. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10. On 3rd down, it's West, and this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the 1st down at the 29. It's a gain of 5, but it'll lead to a 4th down.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to make it a 2-score game. And this one is right down Broadway. And that will extend their lead even further. So yet another field goal to end a drive. That has been a very common theme. He's now hit 5 of them in this game.
Yeah, Brandon, as an offense, you hate that you've had to call on your kicker so often, but you have to love the fact that time and time again, he's come through.
This fielded at the 2. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. The coverage that time excellent by Nevin Lawson. Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. The second down attempt there knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Paul Richardson there, and it's 3rd down. He started out having some troubles back in the first half connecting with his receivers. Really hasn't gotten a whole lot better.
Yeah, he's at less than 50%, and you and I both know that just won't do. So I would think about spreading things out, putting it on the receivers, make them win those one-on-one battles on the perimeter and find their way open. I love the intelligence the defense just showed there. Read their keys, saw the screen developing, ran to it, and smothered it. What a 3rd down stop by them.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Now Cousins on 4th down. He's going to let this one go deep. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way down to the 39. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. So on 4th down, a big-time completion, and the defense, they've got to be shaking their heads right now.
Not only shaking their heads, but understand that they committed one of those cardinal sins that they say they can't do at any time. They committed an eye violation, had their eyes in one place, and allowed the deep ball behind them.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Cousins again. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Grant. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A little over 20 yards there, and in 2 plays, they've now moved the ball over 60 yards.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Check, watch 54, watch 54.
From the red zone now, Cousins. That's going to be caught by Samuel. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. A gain of 6 there on 1st. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. They run. Chubb. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
Count me as a little bit surprised by what we just saw there, because this has been a pretty long drive, and normally you think that wears down a defense. In this case, looked like the offensive line let them down a little bit.
They allowed the penetration and the ability to stuff them for a loss. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5.
He's going.
From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Hard throw, incomplete.
One of the best routes, one of the favorite routes of any play caller. He just ran that one. Nice little angle route. That's supposed to be a catch, and usually it is in running back drop.
Yeah, I mean, he's a running back, but he's got hands. He should have caught it. The kick by Joseph is good. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get it at least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Tyreek Hill making his way back out towards the huddle. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
They start on the ground with Geis. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Bronco football as we get your reset here. They've got a second down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. Now, this is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Now it's Smith. He's going to air one out. And this will be caught at the 30. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop, 1:50 left in the football game. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Now a run with Geis. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Wow, a personal foul at this stage in the fourth. Hard to believe.
Really hard to believe, and now that glow of hope that you had begins to flicker out, doesn't it?
Yep. So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Smith. And this is caught. And that could seal it. It's a touchdown.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now, but I'm looking at your face and I'm thinking I've got to be careful with that.
Well, it's a 2-score game. You're inside at 2 minutes. I think you can breathe relatively easily now.
Yeah, you can, but still, you got to stay vigilant. Can't give up anything cheap and easy. That could put you in some jeopardy.
Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. And the lead is up to 15 now. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it ends with a Denver touchdown. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. This is taken at the 3. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. So Kirk Cousins in the offense. Down by 15. 1:37 remaining. They need 2 touchdowns and at least 1 2-point conversion mixed in there as well. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. To throw is Cousins. That's going to be caught by Richardson. Yeah, this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. Cousins trying to get his guys up to the line of scrimmage quickly. Drops it off for Chubb. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. 1st down now, but the clock continues to move. Throwing is Cousins. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. To the air again, it's Cousins. And the Broncos get there and take him down. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. 3rd and long for Cousins. Now the hit comes, and Cousins lost the football. It's picked up by the Broncos. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line.
Well, that drive wasn't a case of wanting to put points on the board. It was needing having to, and they didn't get it done.
Yeah, didn't get it done, and now you look at the situation and the point differential, 2 scores, pretty much game, set, match.
How about the takeaway, though, huh? How about those defensive guys?
Now this Broncos offensive unit ready to head back out onto the field. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now there's 1 timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
The win for the Broncos seemingly assured. They go down to a knee. Falcons going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock. And they will take a knee here. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. So this one will wind up a Denver victory, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half to put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one were thinking to themselves, I bet halftime was really interesting. Probably took the paint off the walls with some of the words that were said. But I get the sense that it was much more of the adjustments they made. They came in with a game plan that we saw that didn't work in the first half. They made the adjustments necessary, went away from that, and then they got it together, got a spark, and then took off. It's really nice to watch in the second half.
So for Denver, the win moves them up to 5-2 now on the year. And they will hit the road next week to take on the LA Chargers. Meanwhile, for the Falcons, the loss here will move them back to 500 at 3-3. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.